excited because today is our big Justice League casting episode.
Yay!
Woo! Justice League!
It's been highly hyped throughout the week, so I'm just going to explain the Justice League, and I have certain tiers for different members, and I know there have been like many interpretations and different types of Justice League where they have like certain members are in and then certain members are not in, but here's how it goes in my opinion. And I know I'm going to get some thrashing from you guys because you're going to be like, oh, you forgot so-and-so, or this guy's not a part-time member, but anyway, this
guy is the Justice League.
This is how I see it. So we have the Trinity, the Holy Trinity, the Big Three, whatever you want to call them. We have Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. They are the Trinity. Then after that, we have the BFFs. I call them the BFFs. That's Green Lantern and Flash. And that could be any version of Green Lantern. It could be Jon Stewart, Guy Gardner, Kyle Reiner, Hal Jordan, whatever. And then we have all the Flashes, Wally West, Barry Allen, Jay Garrick, whatever. So the Flash and Green Lantern are in the tier after the Big Three. After that, we have the part-timers, I call them. And those are members who we see, in some cases they'll be in the league, and then other cases they'll be replaced by another person. And these members are the Martian Manhunter, the Cyborg, Aquaman, and Shazam / Captain Marvel. And I know a lot of you are going to be like, what? Aquaman was in the first issue of, the Justice League. He was a founding member of the league, which he is, but yeah, he's not there all the time, so he's part of the part-timers, I call them. So that's 4 of them. That was the Manhunter, Cyborg, Shazam, and what was the last one? Oh, Aquaman. And then the last tier is, I call them the outsiders, and these are people who are rarely in the league, or they'll come now and then, make an appearance, and then split. And those are Green Arrow, Hawkgirl, and Hawkman. So that's pretty much how I see the league. Any members that I didn't say, I don't consider them, a big part of the league. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with the part of the outsiders first, just because we want you guys to stay tuned in. We don't want you to hear our casting, of Superman and Batman and be like, fuck you, that's not Batman, and then just like not listen to us anymore. Like, these fucking idiots don't know what they're talking about, and just sign off. So we're gonna keep you waiting, and if you want to hear Batman first, then go ahead and how you can scroll the episode, go to the end, near the end, and you'll hear who we're gonna choose.
But it's fun, so stay tuned.
Green Arrow.
All right, so Green Arrow, we have chosen Stephen Amell.
Yeah.
Yay, Stephen Amell. For those of you who don't know, Stephen Amell plays Oliver Queen on the CW's Arrow.
Yeah, so, we're going to differ on a couple different characters, but so I think it was like only 1 or 2 that we agreed on. So we both agreed on Stephen Amell would be our Green Arrow. And, I just, I liked his character. I love his character in the actual show Arrow. And even like in those scenes where you get to see him with like his beard and his long hair, like, why don't they just put him in the movie, in the actual Justice League
why
movie?
not? Like, they're taking unknowns. I mean, look at Wonder Woman gal. Like, she was relatively an unknown actress, and they put her in the freaking Trinity. So it's like, why not cast him in the movie as well?
See, but
like, it would be good. Oh, go ahead.
The thing about that is, if they can't like cast him in the actual Justice League movie and not cast Grant Gustin, it's either you have them both or
you have none.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I wouldn't want Grant Gustin to be the Flash in the.
But I mean, you haven't even seen the show yet, so
I know. I haven't seen the show, but
it is true. It's like if you're making a movie like this, some characters need to be A-list names. Like that's only gonna make it. That's only gonna make the movie more money, and that's ultimately what it's about in the end.
Yeah, and so yeah, Green Arrow, Stephen Amell, I think he does a great job of like portraying Oliver Queen when it comes to being some rich boy, but then also you see his dark side as well.
But the weird thing is that your Flash isn't Grant Gustin's.
Yeah, my Flash, my dream Flash isn't going to be Grant Gustin.
So that would be weird if they went with what you wanted. Be like, so here's a Green Arrow from the show. And
this is our dream cast.
I know.
Stephen Amell is our Green Arrow.
Hawkman.
So let me just say that my sister Karina Michelle only chose actors for like the main Justice League characters. She didn't get as deep as Hawkman or Hawkgirl. But for Hawkman, I would choose Joe Manganiello, who was also, in the running for Batman at one point. And for those of you who don't know who Joe Manganiello is,
I thought it was Manganiello.
Manganiello? I think it's Manganiello.
Manganiello.
But anyway, he stars in True Blood. If you guys are a fan of that, or you guys watch that.
And for those ladies out there, he was also in Magic Mike.
Yeah, he's ripped, like he's shredded.
He is built.
And then he's got that. He just has that Hawkman appearance. Like he's got the hair. The hair's working for him. His body is shredded. He's got Hawkman's build. Yeah. And you can definitely see him, with those wings strapped to him. He was also actually the bully in Spider-Man.
Flash Thompson.
Yeah, he was actually played Flash Thompson, but that was before he had the beard and before, Okay, so yeah, he would be my Hawkman. I think he'd be perfect for it. So
next,
Hawkgirl.
All right, so we had Hawkman already. Let's go to the other outsider, Hawkgirl, and Shiara is her name. I chose an actress called Serinda Swan. Take a look at her. I mean, she's beautiful. She was actually Zatanna from Smallville. So she was that actress who played, Zatanna. And I know a lot of you are like, oh, Zatanna, what about her? She was part of the Justice League. Yeah.
This is only an hour show, so.
Yeah. So don't get on me about that. I know that she might be a part-timer or an outsider, but
we don't have that much time.
Exactly.
But yeah, I looked at pictures of her. I remember her from Smallville, but if you look at her and you remember kind of what Hawkgirl looked like in the Justice League cartoon, you can kind of see it. Google her if you...
She's got that very slender build, like Hawkgirl.
And she's sort of exotic looking.
Yeah, and she's very exotic looking.
Yeah.
And she's got the green eyes, which pop, just like the cartoon. I had my
even that can be immediately altered if need be.
What, her eyes?
With some contacts.
Yeah.
So all of that stuff.
But she has natural.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Hawkgirl, next.
Cyborg.
All right, so we're getting into the part-timers now. Our first one up is Cyborg. Do you want to go first? Or?
Nope, you go first.
All right.
Because she actually casted this one.
You know what? I didn't do my homework quite extensively as Tony did. But, all right. So, my pick for Cyborg is actually, sadly, an actor who passed. But this is my dream cast. So, that includes living and deceased. So, his name is Lee Thompson Young. And for those of you who don't know who he is, he played the famous Jet Jackson on the Disney Channel a very, very long time ago. And also, he played Cyborg in Smallville. Yeah. Like I said, me and Tony growing up, we're huge Smallville fans. And I think, how he would have been, now, grown and built and, sadly, we will never get to see that happen, because he's passed. But I think he would have been absolutely perfect for this role.
That's a good choice. I know that they actually officially casted Cyborg, and it's some guy named Ray Fisher or something like that. Ray Fisher. I looked at his picture, and I was like, okay.
The only thing is that we don't really have much to go off of because he hasn't been in much of anything else.
Yeah, so her pick was the Jet Jackson guy. My pick is going to be Michael Jai White. And wait, do you want to... Well, people know to look up your guy.
So he's the badass guy. He's like the badass street thug in Batman, The Dark Knight.
His name's Gamble. He plays Gamble in The Dark Knight.
Yeah, when the Joker's talking to him and he's just like, enough from the clown.
Who is this clown?
Yeah, that's him.
And he's also in Arrow as Bronze Tiger, which is really weird because he has the Wolverine claws. But anyway, Michael Jai White is like a freaking martial art beast. Like he's been in a lot of underground like hardcore martial artist movies, and he's actually a third degree, not third degree, he's like a black belt. I don't know what degree he is, but he's just like a real life taekwondo master. So this guy is ripped. I know he's getting up there in age, and I don't know how you guys prefer your Cyborg, because a lot of incarnations of Cyborg, he's the young guy of the team. Yeah, he's the rookie. Young Justice, he's at that point he's a little bit of the veteran. But anyway, this dude doesn't age, just like a lot of people don't age nowadays. I.e. C. Pharrell. And who else doesn't age?
Pharrell is a vampire. He does not look. He looks the exact same.
Oh, and Professor Xavier doesn't age. Right, that guy. Or did they CG that? Yeah, they CG'd it, of course.
What are you talking about?
Professor X.
Are you talking about James McAvoy or?
No, the old guy.
Oh, you're talking about Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart.
Of course he ages.
Well, I know that movie's just what's it called, brainwashing me. But anyway, so my Cyborg would be Michael Jai White. He's got the voice, like you can totally see him. And actually, he played Jax in Mortal Kombat's web series. He plays the character Jax, and if you know the character of Jax, he's got those two like robotic arms, which is similar to Cyborg. So this guy would be my absolute dream cast of Cyborg. And go ahead and check him out. It's Michael J. White.
Martian Manhunter.
All right, so our next one is Martian Manhunter, and I think we actually agreed on this one.
Yes, we chose the same one.
And his name is Digimon Hansu, right? Or is it Digimon?
DJ Imon Honsu.
Not DJ.
And he's the guy, well, I know him as playing the guy in Gladiator with the mildew on his head. Do you know what I'm talking about? He's the black guy.
Oh my god, Tony. That's such a stupid way to describe him.
That's how we saw it, we were watching it.
Yeah, but that's so stupid. Okay. Yes, he is in Gladiator. He plays alongside Russell Crowe when sorry.
Have you heard that guy's voice?
Yeah, he's very, very Manhunter.
This is why I chose him, because of his voice. His voice, I can totally see the Manhunter, or this guy's voice coming out of the Manhunter. Just listen to anything he's been in. All right, do you know of anything else he's been in?
Yes, actually, he was in The Blood Diamond alongside Leonardo DiCaprio, and I think he's also going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, very cool. And so all you guys are like, oh, you guys are idiots. Idris Elba is the Manhunter. Stay tuned. That's all I have to say about that. Just keep
Who
listening.
said that?
Well, a lot of people want Idris Elba to be the Manhunter. But,
really?
Yeah, stay tuned, guys.
Aquaman.
All right, next part-timer, we have Aquaman. Woo! And even though he was already sort of kind of casted, not really because it hasn't been confirmed, we are going to cast our dream guy. Tony, who's your dream guy?
All right, so my dream cast for Aquaman, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, it's Chris Hemsworth.
Boo! You couldn't have said Liam Hemsworth or something?
No.
Boo, Tony,
no.
boo.
So, yeah, I know he's Thor already, but, he would play the perfect Aquaman. The accent, he looks exactly like Arthur Curry. Like, if I were, assemble a team and these guys were all standing next to each other, I would definitely choose Chris Hemsworth as the King of Atlantis, as my perfect Aquaman.
All right, well.
Shut up. Let's hear yours. What is your...
All right, my dream man for Aquaman is Charlie Hunnam. Ooh,
Who?
Charlie Hunnam.
Oh, he's the...
For those of you who don't know who Charlie Hunnam is, he's from Sons of Anarchy. He was also in Green Street Hooligans, one of my favorite movies. He is just so badass, and he's so charming, and he's so likable in everything that he's ever been in. And he just has like this, I don't know, like... I know that he hasn't been in a lot of movies and stuff like that.
Isn't he English?
But yeah, he just has this, or he's like, I don't know if he's English. I think he might be Irish or something. But he just has this presence about him. He just has this noble presence about him. I don't know if it's the accent or whatever, but he could be such a badass Aquaman.
So let's get to our next part-timer.
Shazam / Captain Marvel.
All right, so another character that my Karina Michelle did not cast, but I casted was Shazam / Captain Marvel. And I chose Brandon Mulally. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Take a look at this guy. He is Billy Batson right off of the comic book. He's got, even down to the receding hairline this guy has. He's huge in stature. He was actually, his filmography isn't that extensive. He's got a couple different roles, like small minor roles. I know he was Blazer in Dodgeball. Remember?
Blazer,
He's like,
razor,
no.
laser.
He's like, this is Laser, and this is Razor, and this is Blazer. He just combined the two names. But yeah, take a look at this guy. There's actually artwork that I'm gonna post later on Epic Comic Picks. They actually like drew fan art, for this guy, like as Shazam. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, once you see him, you'll be like, "Yep, TC, you damn right." But let's go ahead and move. Are we done with the part?
Tony, is that what they're gonna say?
Well, considering I'm the only one who casted
all right,
Shazam.
The
Next.
Flash.
All right, so the Flash. So I'm going to start off. My dream Flash would actually be Emil Hirsch, which is probably not everybody's first choice, but
The
I
Walk
think
to Remember guy?
no, that's Shane West.
Oh, okay.
Emil Hirsch is from. Okay, so some of the movies he does are a lot of comedies. Like if you've ever seen The Girl Next Door, he's the main guy in that. But then he also has done some super serious roles like Into the Wild, and I just recently watched like Lone Survivor with him and Mark Wahlberg, and he's just so badass. Like he can be super badass, but he can also be charming, witty, and funny. And I think he would be the perfect Barry Allen. I think he's perfect for the role. I would choose him.
All right, good choice. My Flash would be Chris Pine, and that's pretty easy to spell, just Chris Pine. And if you guys don't know who Chris Pine is, he is I'm not really a Trekkie, but in Star Trek,
He plays
Captain Kirk.
Jim Tiberius Kirk.
Oh.
James Tiberius Kirk.
Yeah, so just take a look at this guy. I mean, he looks like a Wally West, and he looks more like a Wally West than he does a Barry Allen, which I think they're gonna go with Barry Allen for the movie that's gonna come out. But this guy, he's got the baby blue eyes, which Flash always has.
Which Tony loves.
Anyway, like I said, in my artwork that's gonna come out later, or not my artwork, but the collages that I post, you're gonna see. You're gonna take a look at this guy, and you're gonna be like, you know what, TC, that's the Flash. Because Chris Pine has that personality too. He's funny, he's witty, he's sharp. He's
just
ripped,
like Emil Hirsch.
Just like Emil Hirsch.
He's funny, he's witty, he's smart, he's adorable.
Yeah, but my guy looks more like Flash than.
Oh, your guy's
hair, isn't he? Is like.
Tony, hair and stuff can be changed. Okay, don't get caught up on that stuff.
Okay. So, Chris Pine would be my dream cast of Flash.
Green Lantern.
All right, so the other half of the BFF club is Green Lantern, and I'm actually gonna cast 2 Green Lanterns, and so is Karina Michelle. So Hal Jordan, I chose Bradley Cooper, who is currently the voice of Rocket Raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy, which is gonna come out. But Bradley Cooper just, he just looks like the perfect Hal Jordan to me. And here's a funny note. When Green Lantern, the Ryan Reynolds version came out, the 3 actors that were auditioning for the role were Ryan Reynolds, Bradley Cooper, and Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake?
Yes, he was actually auditioning for the role.
Oh my god, how terrible would that have been?
Bradley Cooper actually admitted to bombing that audition because he said that he just... they asked him to read lines as Green Lantern, and he just could not do, that's a double negative, the Batman Christian Bale voice when he was auditioning. Like that's what fucked him up. Like he did he was like speaking as the Christian Bale Batman as Green Lantern, and he said that he looked back at that tape and he was like shaking his head.
Wait. So you're saying that he went into the casting trying to do a Christian Bale as Batman?
The way he was doing it was coming off.
It was coming off as
very, where is he? That stuff, and then so he didn't get the part. But anyway. This guy, have you seen Limitless? Like this guy exudes confidence. He's got the gravitas. He's having a lot of movies recently come out that you can definitely see elements of Hal Jordan in him. But anyway, he would be my dream cast of Green Lantern. And he's ripped, he's got to be ripped. And he's got those blue eyes. They're important.
Oh my god, blue eyes.
So who's your Hal Jordan?
My Hal Jordan, ironically enough, is Chris Pine. Ooh. I could just freaking see Chris Pine and Emile Hirsch being BFF. Can't you just see that? I think it would be perfect.
I could see Chris Pine and Bradley Cooper being BFFs.
No. Chris Pine and Emile Hirsch being BFF. Anyways, like Tony was saying, I think Tony said that he wanted Chris Pine for Flash, but I think Chris Pine would work as Green Lantern as well, just because he does have the wit, he does have the charm. I think in Star Trek his hair was like sort of like blondish, but I mean, you do it all one color, you give him the ring, you give him the suit. I think he could make an amazing Green Lantern. And it would be way more, because, like Ryan Reynolds did what he did with the role, but it would be way more like he could, a Green Lantern that can be taken seriously.
Yeah. Also, when it comes to the dynamic with Barry Allen and Hal Jordan's like the more of the Wally West character. He's like the jokester and he's more like, if you watch Justice League War, you can, Green Lantern's always making jokes and messing around with Batman. I can see Chris Pine doing that.
Right? Like, can't you see Chris Pine totally doing that?
Yeah,
he's perfect.
So that's a pretty good casting.
All right, so that's me. That's mine, Chris Pine.
Now I'm also gonna cast a John Stewart Green Lantern. If we're
both gonna cast a John Stewart Green Lantern,
yes,
because we both think that this person should be. Although he does play Heimdall in the Marvel universe.
Yes.
We choose Idris.
And he's that guy from The Office. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Charles?
Yes.
Oh my god, I love Charles. For those of you who don't know, we used to be huge fans of, we still are huge fans of The Office. Idris Elba plays one of the guys who takes over. His name is Charles. And he also plays Heimdall in the Marvel Universe, as in Thor and stuff like that. But yeah, he would make the perfect John Stewart.
Yeah, and definitely, it's his presence that, and also, did you see Pacific Rim? Did you see that movie?
No, I haven't seen Pacific Rim.
Oh, well, anyway, yeah. A lot of you, you guys want Idris Elba as Manhunter.
Idris Elba.
But I think his personality would shine more as John Stewart. Just being able to, to have the ring and being like an arm. Well, if you think about John Stewart's backstory, he's like a commander or a sergeant or something like that. And Idris Elba just has that presence about him, where he's going to be taken seriously no matter what.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
So Idris Elba would be our John Stewart.
Idris Elba.
Is it Elba? I keep saying Elba like Jessica.
It's not Jessica Alba.
Speaking of Jessica, no, never mind. Let's not get into the
not on this list.
Invisible Woman.
All right, so let's move on.
Superman.
All right, so we're getting into our Trinity. Let's go and start with Superman. And the reason why we're going to start with Superman is because we would both choose
Henry Cavill.
Drum roll, please. Yeah, Henry.
Oh, I just said it.
Yeah, supposed to wait for the drum roll.
Well, you're supposed to let me know ahead of time what we're doing. We would choose Henry Cavill, absolutely. Although we did have our thoughts about Man of Steel, we do see him as Superman because physically, he's perfect.
Yeah,
he's perfect.
Yeah, he looks like Superman. He talks. He's got the jawline in terms of appearance. He's got the blue eyes. Does he have blue eyes too? Does every superhero have blue eyes?
I don't know. They're all sexy.
No. Well, he's ripped to shreds. He's
ripped to shreds? Is that a term? Is that something people say?
Well, he's ripped. People say like, "Oh, that guy's ripped." Like he's jacked. He's yoked.
Okay. All right. That's okay.
Okay.
He's ripped to shreds.
So we can't really say too much about Superman. I mean, Henry Cavill, just because he's already been Superman.
Yeah, like it's basically who they're gonna stick with, and that's completely fine with me. I really can't pick out anybody else that would do the character justice, even though his movie didn't really do it justice. I don't know. It's kind of hard.
It wasn't him. It wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't him.
Yeah, when I saw him on screen, I saw Superman. Yeah. So that's all I need.
Yeah. But a close second for me, Henry Cavill probably has like 95% of like what I think Superman is, and then Tom Welling has maybe about like 93%. Okay, like Tom Welling to me is so close to taking over that role in my head, in my own fan cast. I love Smallville. Tom Welling to me was always like my Superman. So I think, actually, you know what? I'm going to change my answer. I want Tom Welling to play Superman in the Justice League. I'm sorry. I love Tom Welling.
I don't think.
You know what? They're about equal. If they went either way, I wouldn't be mad.
Okay. Well, okay. We'll make it your choice is Tom Welling, and my choice is Henry Cavill. Let's just have it that way.
All right.
And then we'll have the listeners decide whose list is better at the end.
Or whatever.
Wonder Woman.
All right, so our next one is the Amazonian princess herself, Wonder Woman. Now, my dream Wonder Woman is Emilia Clarke. Ooh,
who's that?
Tony doesn't even know who Emilia Clarke is because he doesn't watch Game of Thrones. For those of you who don't know, and I can just hear all of you saying, she's too short, she's too this, she's too that. All of which can be fixed with a little of movie magic. Okay, if they can make hobbits look like they're 3 feet tall, they can make Emilia Clarke look like she's, taller. So, Emilia Clarke plays Daenerys Targaryen in Game of Thrones. She is...
Is she in anything else or just Game of Thrones?
I don't know. I think I haven't never seen her in anything else. I think it's just Game of Thrones was like her breakout role. But she's the perfect mixture of badass and like noble and like a warrior, like princess. Like she just commands. So she's the leader of the Dothraki because Khal Ooh, spoilers. No.
Ooh, you didn't give warning.
No. I'm sorry. So she basically is. She turns out to be like the super. You know what? I don't want to talk about it because it gives it away.
Okay.
But like she has some of the exact same like qualities that I see Wonder Woman having. Just like not needing a man to, to lead her like along her way, knowing what she has to do from the very beginning. She's the last of the Targaryens. She's the freaking queen of dragons.
I'll have to look up pictures of her because what you're saying right now does sound pretty cool. So
yeah,
she's like, what I'm picturing in my head
and she's actually her normal hair color is dark brown. So, get her in a full Wonder Woman getup, have her natural hair color, and her eyes are already piercing blue. Like, she's perfect for me. Mine would be Emilia Clarke. Look her up.
Okay. Karina Michelle's chose this Game of Thrones girl.
Emilia Clarke.
Okay, Emilia.
Don't try and diminish my choices.
Hey, I have to plead my case. All right, so mine would be Gina Carano. She's an MMA fighter. She's
what?
She's an MMA fighter. She's an actress.
I'm gonna look her up right now.
Go ahead, look her up. She was in the recent Fast and Furious movie along with Gal Gadot, who as you can tell is not on any of our lists. But take a look at her. She is beautiful. She is built. She has a nice
a nice body.
A nice body. A
beautiful mind.
Yep.
Well, here she is in a thong.
So you guys will see pictures. I'll post one, and you guys, to all the guys are saying, "Oh, Gal Gadot's too skinny." And
yeah, she's pretty. She's definitely
built like an Amazonian. Let's just say that she's busty and she's got a big ass.
That's all it takes, isn't it, Tony?
No, but for all the people who complain, they can't complain about this. And her face is beautiful. She's got the black hair. There's even a manip that I'm gonna post. It has her in like the red top and the gold bustier. I don't know what it's called. Is it a bustier?
Bustier.
But anyway, and she kicks ass. She's a badass. She can actually fight. So, I don't understand why she wasn't casted in the first place.
Maybe she doesn't have the acting chops.
Well, she's in like a couple movies, underground movies, and she was in. I
think it should be Emilia Clarke.
Well, let's have the listeners take a look at each, and then they can decide who their Wonder Woman would be. But so let's go ahead and get to the dun 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 Batman.
Batman.
All right, boys and girls.
We made you wait this long.
I don't know how much support I'm going to get on this, but I, for Batman, am going to stick with Batfleck.
No,
I honestly...
you suck.
Oh, thanks.
Boo.
Okay, Chris Hemsworth. I honestly think that with all the hype surrounding this, with all of the negativity and like also all the support that he's been getting,
Don't be a
like,
negativity. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm interrupting.
Stop! What the hell are you doing, man? Okay, let me speak. I think, like thinking about it, I think that he would be a really good Batman. One, because I think that he's a really good actor. Yeah, people make stupid movies once in a while. People do stupid things. And, they choose certain roles that aren't really, actually what they want, but they, I don't know, want to make a quick buck. But honestly, I think his good films his good films outweigh his
like
bad
Julie?
films. He has like an eye for things too, and in terms of like, now that he's directing stuff, and I really was a big fan of Argo. Like, I don't know, like seeing the pictures of him, like seeing just like Ben Affleck. I love Ben Affleck's beard, first of all, like his stubble. Like I'm a sucker for his
Batman
stubble.
is clean shaven, right?
Yes, I know.
Okay.
But maybe it could happen. I don't know.
Bearded bat.
I'm totally on board with this Batfleck.
I'm not gonna shit on this pick because I do have faith in Batfleck too. And I don't blame him for Daredevil, because Daredevil was actually, to me, an entertaining movie back in the day. But yeah, so I'm not gonna disagree with you. He wouldn't be my very first pick, just because I would want them to cast a sort of an unknown, just so that he can grow in the role of Batman, and we can learn to love this new guy. Are you done with your segment, or do you want to?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. So mine would be an actor named Scott Adkins, and go ahead and Google that. It's just Scott, and Adkins is like the Atkins diet. It's basically Bruce Wayne incarnate. This dude is a whatever degree black belt in like every form of martial arts. He's spent his years training. He looks like he's Russian. I think he's Russian, but he looks like Bruce Wayne, and he's been in movies, underground, like hardcore martial art movies, like Undisputed. He's been in The Expendables 2. He had a main role in that next to Jean-Claude Van Damme. And I just think, like, just visualizing this guy stand next to the likes of, like, Henry Cavill and Chris Pine, Bradley Cooper on the other side. You got Chris Hemsworth. Standing next to these guys, you can't have a league full of stars. I mean, you can kind of get the spotlight taken away like that, but you don't want an Ocean's 11 where you have like George Clooney, Brad Pitt,
Ocean's
Matt
11
Damon.
was a great movie.
I know.
All of them worked very well together.
I know, but see, that's because they were all friends, and that's because they all had chemistry, and that's because it just worked. Their personalities just clicked. Mm-hmm. It just felt like they were being themselves. But I think Scott Adkins would take the role, and he would freaking fly with it. Go ahead and check him out, look him up. He would be my dream cast for Batman, and I don't care that it's like he's an unknown, because Christian Bale was sort of an unknown before.
Christian Bale was not an unknown.
Well, he was in American Psycho and then The Machinist or something like that, but I didn't know who he was. So, and I watched a lot of movies, so to me he was a relative unknown. But I mean, Batfleck is fine. I don't want to say anything bad about it because I have hope for it, and I think he'll do a good job too. So we are done with our casting of the league, but we do have two bonus rounds. Well, not bonus rounds, but two bonus characters that we casted just for the hell of it.
Harley Quinn.
And we'll start with everybody's favorite clown princess of crime.
All right, so Harley Quinn. My dream Harley Quinn.
Well, we both chose this. Wait, did you choose the same one as me?
Well, mine is deceased.
Okay, we didn't choose the same one.
Okay, so my dream Harley Quinn would have been Brittany Murphy, who has been in a lot of things. She's been in Uptown Girls. She's been in Clueless. She's been in Don't Say a Word. She's been in a lot of different things. Riding Cars with Boys. She would have been
8 Mile.
Yeah, 8 Mile. She would have been absolutely amazing in this role. She's the very sort of like loopy, like sort of character that could really, if she really put her all into it, she could really harness Harley Quinn really well. Like, she's just like the crazy, quirky, like she plays psychotic really well. Like, she would have been perfect for this role.
Yeah, and I'm kind of bummed actually because you kicked my ass on this one. Like, I was thinking about it, and I didn't even think about her, but she would be, the perfect Harley Quinn. She just looks like she's that type
with her like giant eyes. And
the makeup and everything, and just hitting her voice too. She's got the high voice.
Yeah,
she's got the Harley voice.
Yeah, I know.
But
she's magnificent.
Yeah. So your pick is pretty much shitting on my pick, but my pick was going to be Zooey Deschanel, and if you don't know who that is, she's the Katy Perry lookalike that has her own sitcom called what's it called?
New Girl.
New Girl. There you go. And I think I saw her in the 500 Days of Summer. That's when I first saw her. But she has like the same. Oh, actually, she would bring a new take to Harley Quinn, I think, and it would be like the kind of. If you kind of have to know her humor to know how she would be Harley Quinn. Mm-hmm. She's just like that very awkwardish, like quirky type of personality. In terms of her hair, like put her in pigtails, and she looks like the Harley Quinn from Injustice. And I can see her, playing crazy and.
If she committed to it,
yeah.
I think she's a good actress. We haven't seen her in a sort of like a different role than what she plays, because she usually, what we've seen her in, she's just sort of like the funny, trendy girl.
Yeah, yeah.
But if she was actually committed to the role, I think she would do it justice.
Yep. But yeah, I think she would make a great Harley Quinn. So you chose Brittany Murphy, and my choice was Zooey Deschanel. All right, so let's get into the last one.
Joker.
All right, so the clown prince of crime himself. Now, we all know what Heath Ledger did with the Joker. I would honestly choose for him to have kept playing it, but just for the sake of this a podcast, I'm going to pick somebody else. So my guy, his name is Charlton. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. His name is Charlton Copley. And for those of you who don't know who he is, I'll give you some of the things that he's been in, and you'll probably recognize him from that. So if you have seen Maleficent, he plays Stefan in Maleficent, who is the guy who like turns into a psycho, dedicates his life into killing Maleficent. He's also in Elysium, who plays kind of like a psychopath bounty hunter that nobody wants to hire because they can't control him and he's too crazy. And he's also the star of District 9, who is actually the one who gets has the alien like goo on him and then starts turning into a prawn himself. So those are 3 things that he's been in. I think he would be awesome. Like, he has that really, really, really thick accent, but if he was able to like get that, under control for this role, I think he would be perfect. He plays crazy so well. He plays demented. He plays psychotic. If you don't know who I'm talking about, Google him and look him up. I think he would bring something to the character that we haven't seen before.
Okay. And I would choose Crispin Glover. And he's actually famous for being that McFly guy. And
I don't know how many times we've brought that up.
One time. But he was actually the star of the movie Willard. And if you watch, like, I YouTube some like interviews he's done, he's just a really awkward, strange type of guy. And if you watch the movie Willard, he's really creepy and eerie in that too. And he's got like his profile, he looks exactly like, well, his features, like his nose is that one that sticks out and very pointy. And his hair, they can do something with his hair. I think that he would look exactly like the Joker, who's part of the Killing Joke Joker. Like that's pretty much his look, and he would look amazing, like with the makeup done up and stuff. But like the things that he would bring to the character, just knowing that he's the type of person that's off in real life, it would just translate to film like so well. But yeah, so Crispin Glover would be my Joker. Let's give him a shot at it. I know we're eventually gonna get a new Joker sometime.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see who they're gonna cast as the Clown Prince of Crime. But yeah, so we are finished with our casting. So go ahead and let us know which list you like better.
Oh Lord.
Why do you say "Oh Lord"?
Because you're just like no reason.
Because I'm campaigning.
Yeah.
Watch.
Quit it.
They're gonna choose yours because I'm campaigning. They're gonna be like, "Man, this guy's an idiot." He's like, yeah. They're just gonna, and you're the girl too, so they're gonna choose yours because
No,
you're
they're not. They don't even know who half my people are.
All right, guys. So we hope that you enjoyed this episode because we enjoyed doing it for you. And then also stay tuned on Epic Comic Picks because I'm going to be posting my picks on the Instagram.
All right. Well, I'm Karina Michelle.
And I'm TC.
Have a great day.